So I went to the website of the World Health Organization, and I was interested in what they had to say about the idea of wearing masks as a way to prevent spread of disease of the coronavirus. And if you scroll down, they have a couple of videos which are really good, but I'm afraid they may be a little bit outdated because this is what they say, or this is partially what they said in this video. They said, WHO only recommends the use of masks in specific cases. If you have a cough, a fever, and difficulty breathing, you should wear a mask. If you do not have these symptoms, you do not have to wear a mask because there is no evidence that they protect people who are not sick. In other words, you do not have to wear a mask. This is what they are saying in the videos on the website of the World Health Organization. So when I heard them say this, I sort of had this reaction.
You cannot be serious!
Because as we know, with this virus and with many viruses actually, I think, including a lot of the rhinoviruses that we get every year, you're often more contagious before you're showing signs and symptoms, before you would know enough to stay home or to keep your distance from people or wear a mask. And as we know with coronavirus, it's not clear exactly how much, but perhaps 20, 30%, or maybe up to 50% of the people who get the disease will never even know that they had it. So that means they're not taking the precautions. And that is the reason why we should wear a mask. So I did a lot of research looking into different, actual medical sites and reputable news articles, not like, kissmybutt.net, but actual news sources that say, in general, they basically all say the primary benefit of covering your nose and mouth is that you protect others. Not so much that you are protected from getting the virus from others, but that you can help stop spreading the disease in case you had it. So, for example, I took this video on the subway or on the train, actually near our house over a week ago. Everyone's wearing a mask. But just for example, let's say that this woman was not wearing a mask. Everyone else is, but she's not. She actually is reasonably protected because everyone else is wearing a mask. So it's unlikely that she could get the disease from any of the other passengers. But for the man that's sitting next to her or the woman that's standing in front of her, even though they're wearing masks, the fact that she isn't means that they are not so well protected. These masks are not designed to keep 100% of the virus out, of course. And you can see this in this picture. I'm here with my daughter near our house. And as you can see, my glasses are all steamed up. After just about 10 seconds, my glasses are steamed up because it's not a great seal. And a lot of that hot air that I'm breathing out just comes up and fogs up my glasses. But nonetheless, if we wear a mask, oh, by the way, you might hear a lot of craziness going downstairs. So my kids are having something out downstairs. The point is, if you wear a mask, we wear a mask not to protect ourselves so much, although it may offer a little bit of protection, but it does offer some protection for other people, and that's the key. So on the WHO website, they do have recommendations, some do's and don'ts. The don'ts are especially important. The two common ones are having the mask slip down past your nose, which means it's not effective at all. Or I think the most common one is touching your face, touching the outside of the mask. And if a little bit of the virus got on that mask, now you've touched it, you're spreading it around, or worse, you're touching your eye, and then you could get infected that way. So masks can be effective, but as the WHO say on their website, you have to know how to wear it properly. And one of those things you have to remember is to not touch the outside of the mask. So wearing a mask, of course, is not a panacea, but it's something among other things, such as hand sanitizer, washing your hands, keeping your distance, and so on, that can make a difference. The problem is the masks are sold out and they're difficult to get in many places, including here in Japan, where we have a culture of wearing masks every cold and flu season for, I don't know, as long as I've been here, I think. So countries like Taiwan, which have done an amazing job with the mitigation of the virus, have stepped up. They donated $2 million to Japan a couple of weeks ago. Taiwan has donated several million to the United States and to the EU. So, good on them. I mean, that's great for Taiwan. So thank God for Taiwan and really appreciate them donating the masks. But to me, it seems scandalous that we could put men on the moon some over 50 years ago, but we couldn't prepare and have enough masks, not only for the every household, but of course, especially for the medical professionals and the first responders. So it's kind of insane that we live in a world where everyone has one of these, but we couldn't prepare enough to have these things. So next time, I'm sure there's going to be a big fallout when this is all said and done. And we just have to do a better job of preparing for the next one. So I understand that, we all have to go out shopping. Even in places that are locked down, they still allow people to go out shopping. So when we do so, we just got to wear a mask, and we got to, use hand sanitizer as a way to try to mitigate the spread. I don't know if it's mandatory where you live. It's not mandatory here that we wear a mask, although 99% of people do. But I think it'd be great if out in front of the stores, you go in, before you go in, they should be offering free masks to people who may have forgotten their masks or can't find a mask, or for whatever reason, they don't have a mask at that time. Right now, it's not like that. So when I go down to the store, which we do every 3 days or so, not everyone's wearing a mask. Again, it's probably 99 out of 100, but there might be 1 or 2 or 3 people that are in the store without a mask. And so that kind of defeats the purpose. I think that in the future, and even in the United States and around the world, the masks will just become, and they'll just be in every medicine cabinet or under the sink in every household for when, viruses or flu pandemics come up again. So, something like the Band-Aid. I mean, the Band-Aid is ubiquitous now. We take it for granted, but it was only invented 100 years ago and didn't become popular, I think, until World War II, and then after World War II, when they began to market them in the 50s. Of course, I grew up with Band-Aids, imitation Band-Aids, or I think Fred Flintstone Band-Aids or whatever. We all had them. And I think in the future that masks will kind of become like that. You're already seeing in places like the United States that they're selling, branded masks. That's a very American thing to do. And, why not? The T-shirt was not a popular thing until the 50s, I think. I mean, T-shirts were underwear. And then James Dean and all that. And, it kind of became a cool thing to wear just a white T-shirt. And then later on with the printing in the 1960s, I think, is a way to express yourself. So now, I mean, of course, T-shirts are everywhere. People express themselves through T-shirts. So maybe, masks will become something like that in the future. So if you want more information on the idea of wearing a mask or not wearing a mask, I recommend this website here. So it's from Time. They have a good write-up, and they have a couple of good videos interviewing a lot of different medical professionals and their ideas on wearing a mask and how effective it is to do so. All right, everyone, be safe out there. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.